What's up, y'all? It's your girl of my desire, and of course,
Jenny C23. How you doing, partner?
hey, I'm good. I'm here. We in this. We almost at the end. I'm kind of low key sad though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Are you?
Yeah,
Man,
end
this
of a
has been a
season.
great season. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been
Reasonable
a great
Doubt has
season.
not held any punches this season. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I
They
don't
have
think they
given
have.
they have given so much depth. I feel like the plot twists and the things that we might have even suggested. Yo, shout out to the viewers, man. I just want to say y'all been rocking with us this whole time. And I just want to say y'all funny. Y'all
We
funny.
appreciate
We
y'all. You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
y'all.
You know your girl gonna come in there and type in the comments with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the interaction. Y'all really rocking with us, and we
Yes, yes.
absolutely love that. So,
Man,
um,
let's get right
all
into
right,
it.
let's get right into it. I'm gonna kick this one off because again, as part of the tourist delegation, we would like to trade my man's out for somebody else
Oh,
because
now you want to trade him out.
no, I
Now
wanted to
you want
trade
to
him
trade him
out
out.
last weekend though. Like, cause what you doing? Like, let's first of all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I will say this. This particular storyline is mad annoying to me. It seems
He's
very
annoying.
like he's annoying, but I don't think that we even needed this storyline, right? We got enough with going on at home with Jax and Eddie. We got enough with him following Eddie. We got enough, like we just had too much, and now we do this, and it's so much nonsense
Listen,
happening with Lewis. I'm absolutely over it. Okay, so we haven't seen Sam in umpteen weeks. Here he
right?
comes in office, you know what I'm saying, talking about some, oh yeah, I got the code. I know it was due 2 days ago. You submitted it late, my boy. Then you talking to your soup. First of all, let's just be honest here. Nowhere ever, not even at McDonald's. Okay. Can you come to your supervisor and be like, yo, I effed up. Can you give me another
Right.
chance? Are we doing
Yo,
this for real?
first of all, all right, let's talk about your man, Lewis. He is the worst boss, worst leader, worst anything. Worse at putting his foot down. He works at defending himself. I feel this way. Because every time he hears a sob story, he buckles. Like, what
No.
does him having a baby on the way have to do with you?
What does
You
that have to
wasn't
do with
there.
work,
You wasn't there to
right?
conceive that baby. You just had your own baby drama, bro.
My
You don't
man,
you
first
don't
of
got the
all,
capacity to care about another man's
does
baby.
he know about Lewis's drama? Like, does he have insight on Lewis's life?
Mm.
Because right now, it's just too many things that's not lining up for me, bro. Like, nobody. Oh, I'm not present here because I'm trying to be present there. And then he said something. Did he say something about trying to be present for this pregnancy? Get this
Yo,
man,
yo.
Sandman, his
You know
ass
what?
out of
You know
here.
what's crazy about that is is Lewis that messy that his business has now gotten around the office?
Who knows?
Because like I don't know, like playing at him being like a black man initially, I get that, but he know he's a father, so maybe he just tried to play that angle because he know he's a father. I don't think he know too much of his business.
I
Because
don't
to
think
know
so
that
either.
much
I
of
was
his business,
joking.
yeah, that's crazy. That would be insane. That
That would
means
be
he's
insane.
stalking Lewis when he should be doing his work.
This is the fact. This
he
is the
should,
fact. He
he's
should be
focused on the
working on
wrong.
coding and he's doing the
Come on,
wrong thing.
he should be working
Absolutely.
on putting condoms on if he really got a baby on the way. How about that?
Nah, it's just for me. Here's the
It's,
thing. Again, and what I don't like is and maybe this is realistic, right? Maybe this is
right.
realistic at some places where they're not actually keeping track of the interactions that they have with their employees.
Employees, right?
But
No paper
yo,
trail.
Luke Lewis, just hit the record on your iPhone, bro. At this point, just to cover your ass.
Well,
My
that's
man
illegal.
already. Well, okay, you know what I'm saying though. Like, figure it out. Otter AI,
Right.
record your meeting minutes. I don't care what you got to do something because my man's already jammed
Uh,
you up once. And
that's
the
a
fact
fact.
that you don't think that he's gonna do it again, that's the part that gets me
Right.
because
It's
I
the
don't
it's
trust
the
this man.
I have to let you go, and in that same breath, say, "All right, I'm gonna give you another chance." No, no, stand
Trash,
on your first thought. Your first thought was to let him go. You know why? Because he can't be trusted. And now you gonna
trash.
trust him. And I feel like your man's Lewis is just too trusting in general. Like he trusts everybody but Eddie. Why? Why is that?
This is
Why
fact.
is that? Like,
This is
we
fact.
know Eddie did drugs. We understand that. We know that. We know Eddie had secrets. Chelsea, that came out now. Now,
Right.
what else do you have on him? You have nothing
Yeah.
else. I thought you had something big on him besides the fact that he has another daughter. Now
Yeah.
that that's out, what else is it that you can't trust this man?
Yeah, I think like we said earlier, right, in other reviews, it's just that Eddie, he didn't like the fact that Eddie was now coming in and taking up space, right? Because that's really what he did, was he came in
Right.
and he took space up. And to me, it's so many different things. So before we move into Chelsea,
Yeah.
just real quick, I just don't like the fact that he's actually not sharing the things happening
Right.
at work with Jax. Like he's not going into depth the way she is because obviously, he can ask her like, "Do you still think Ozzie is guilty?" That's going into depth because
Right.
that means she told you something, right? But
Right.
he's not willing to go into depth and be like, "Yo, this dude, it basically, messed up on the code, submitted it 2 days late," because she already know that he was doing it previously, like he was doing his work, right? He was doing Sam's
Right.
work, and he was like, "That's why you up late," and he's not. Like that's crazy. So why wouldn't you like keep making sure that your wife is in the loop as a lawyer
Right.
at that?
Right. And on top of that, like I feel whenever he does talk to Jax, he gets like this new battery in his back. To then I'm just keeping it a bean. Like
Backpack, backpack.
you feel me? So she put that battery in his back. And I feel like he needed that because if he would have spoke to Jax prior to having that conversation with Shannon, he would have definitely stood on the first thought because he couldn't go back to Jax, say he recanted.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
You know what
fact.
I mean? Because then she
Yeah.
would have called him out on it. Like, why are you scared of him?
This is true because that's how he's moving. He's moving like he's scared, as scared as he was when Chelsea popped out and he was ready to. What was you grabbing for, first of all? Because it looked like mace. Okay, the
Listen,
pocket looks mad small. It didn't look like
he
nothing was in there but some pepper spray. Okay, what's happening?
he said he definitely a pepper spray guy. He definitely
Yeah,
got the key ring pepper spray with the little pink pouch. Like I'm just saying, it's given that.
that's a
He
fact.
said, "I know karate." That's what he given.
No, no, no,
It's
no,
good.
no. Were you expecting? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was actually expecting Sam. I wasn't expecting Chelsea.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not shocked it was Chelsea because Lewis is the weakest link. Why would you not approach Lewis first?
But she don't know that though.
You don't know what we know. We don't know what Eddie has shared with her.
This is true. This is
Because
true.
Eddie could not respect Lewis. And in that regard, right there, Chelsea could have drew her own conclusions.
That's true, but I mean, she did say that she just wants to talk to Jax, right? And I
Right.
think this is a way to do it in terms of like not just showing up, but still you like still just showed up. But
You
she's
just
saying
showed
she
up.
doesn't want to talk. She wants to talk to Jax. Her mom just recently passed away, and um, she just wants to give her an opportunity to get Eddie out of her life.
And
Before
to
I,
get
I don't.
out of her life is crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like to have a conversation is one thing, but to say your MO is to get him out of her life, I think that they all need to have a conversation. It's a lot of hurt there
oh, they
across the
definitely
board.
need to have a
You
conversation. But
know?
this led me to thinking the
She the
mom just
scammer.
passed away, right? No, I'm thinking it's Eddie the scammer. Like, so what happened with your mom passed away? Did Eddie like get you on money or like I don't understand. I don't know. Like I'm just throwing shit
Um,
at the wall at this point, hoping that it's this.
nah,
But it just feels a
Eddie and the mom was together, right? She said the mom was together until she died. Her and Eddie,
I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you.
something
I
like
don't
that.
I don't recall. But I just in my head I'm thinking so now that Mama Lou has given Eddie what we calling it now? I forgot.
Power
The
of attorney.
legal, yeah,
Yep.
power of attorney, right? What does that mean for Mama Lou's money? Is what I'm thinking.
Power of
Because
attorney doesn't make him head of your estate. It's a difference. Power of attorney just means when you're in the hospital that they make the decision
medicals
what
only.
yeah,
Okay, okay,
medical
okay.
stuff.
I got you. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you
So
confused.
your
Okay.
estate is completely different. Like if
Mm,
he was in her will and the beneficiary, then that's different. But I don't think she
right.
went that far. She
I
just
don't
knew
think so either.
Jax didn't have the like the stomach to make that hard decision to pull the plug if need be. To you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
Jax would try to do everything to save her mom.
I'm just
And
interested to see, like where it's gonna go, but it feels like she definitely has motive, but I'm not gonna judge her. I feel like Eddie has done that enough for her. And
that's
Lewis,
kind of painted the picture.
yeah. And for Lewis, what I'm saying? I'm like, this man's head he's got a lot going on, right? So I get
Yeah.
it. So interested to see how that's gonna go. But speaking
And
of heads
also,
not being, no, go ahead.
hold on, before we move on, because even with Chelsea, right? Like when we first introduced to her, like she was in jail. But the reason being in jail, she's like, the cop said it's not even my fault. The lady da 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 da. It's
Yeah.
like, is there a lack of accountability there? Or is she really not a troublemaker? She just was a victim of circumstance. And
No,
Eddie using that
listen,
as an opportunity to paint her in a different way. Like that's really the
I
I,
absolutely
I
agree.
feel like this story has got to go into the next season because there's so much going on. Like it's not
That's
going to
what
be
I'm
wrapped up in
saying.
another
They
episode.
are, of course not. This is what they're
Like,
doing. They're setting us
yeah,
up.
setting us up
They're
for
they're they're putting us on the hook, and they're just gonna let us dangle there. Okay, we're gonna be
right.
dangling. We're gonna be dangling just like Daniel is dangling, waiting for Kristen to respond to his text message. Because what is up with your man's? Like he's completely
Uh,
out of it.
I'm not gonna lie. Daniel has made the most questionable decisions this season. Like between him and
Mm.
Lewis, I think this was the season for him and Lewis to make dumb decisions, like through and through.
Lewis's decisions are more dumb though.
Yeah.
They're equally
Well,
as dumb. They're equally as
Daniel out here jeopardizing his career and integrity
dumb.
for a woman who is crazy. She
Absolutely.
they both going through each other's stuff. We see that in the last episode.
Hmm.
They like, what do you mean? You don't
Yeah.
think you being sloppy if you leaving stuff around? This
But here's
episode,
the
that she not
thing.
responding to you? You don't think she's seen something? You not putting two and two together?
But here's the thing. Remember, we talked about this. What did I say? I said, is Daniel going to notice that the page has been ripped out,
Rip that.
right? We don't have no flashback to that, no like update on it, no
Update
nothing.
on it.
So
Nope.
and now I don't like that. I don't like that because it feels incomplete. But we see
Right.
him, looking at his text messages, having reached out to Kristen at least 3 times, no response. He's completely zoned out. Jax is talking
Right.
about the case, and where you at, my man? It's like, so she goes over to Crystal, and Crystal is like, well, I think that Ozzie is dumb, and
Yo,
he's too
Crystal,
dumb.
shout out to Crystal because I want to say her character development in the show has been great. I like
Mhm.
that she's also outwardly stated that she's going to actively trying to
So,
become a lawyer.
yes.
So I
Hmm.
hope the trajectory of this is that she like becomes a lawyer for the
Yeah.
firm.
They're
But
building her character out for sure. I will agree with you on that.
I feel like something. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think they building her up to be a lawyer for the firm? Let me know because I think
Mm.
that'll be fire. I
And
think that'll be
or building
and
her up because
spinoff.
Jack's about to have her
Oh,
own.
come on, own
Okay,
firm,
I'm rooting for Jax to have her own firm.
own firm. Oh,
Yes,
do you think so?
next season. Next season,
Next season.
Jax has
All
her
right.
own firm.
Also, I like how they be coming up with these defenses for Ozzy, but sometimes I feel like they don't care about this man's feelings at
At
all.
all.
They don't. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they had valid points. My man's
They
didn't.
did.
My man's didn't know nothing.
Yeah,
And
but here's the thing though. I'm with Bill, right? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this office scene for a second.
right,
Crystal comes up with the idea. Jax is totally on board. Bill is like, I am not. And on that note, Crystal's like, deuces. Okay. So the conversation ensues. Jax is like, yo, what is up, my dude? Like,
right.
for real. Like every time I even give a little inkling of something that we think might be good, here you come, negative Nancy. You feel me? And he finally lets it rip. Did you think that this was going to be the scene where he actually tells her what's going on?
To be honest, I feel the scene went exactly how I thought it would because he tried to deflect initially and then it got brought out. You know,
Well,
like he
I,
tried to
I actually
play
don't think he
peace
tried to deflect. I think that he was thinking in the moment.
in the
She wasn't
moment.
clear, right? Because he said, "Well, what's your problem?" And he was like, "Well, I think that for real, Ozzie is not ready for this. He's not ready to be
Right.
on the stand." And then she was like, "No, no, 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 no.
No, no.
What is your problem with me?"
Me. Okay. So I guess once she clarified, I guess, hey, honestly, it had to come out. It was inevitable. It was
Hmm.
inevitable to come out
I agree. I agree.
because it's only but so much behind the scenes. And Jax is a person who has already started putting pieces together with the boardroom, with the partners coming into her office, asking her questions. Like these things, like start to add up, and she's like, "All right, what's the real problem?"
Because we saw that Jack saw Bill, Steven, and Vince, whatever his name is,
Hmm.
talking by the elevator. So it's starting to like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, yeah. What I mean, I
Right.
knew that
What
there
was
was going to be
turning?
a transition, but I
Right.
actually thought with them opening with that Jax was going to approach Bill and just be like, "Oh, I saw you colluding, right?
Right.
Like you're going behind my back."
But I feel like Jax is smarter than that. So she's a lawyer. She's building her
Hmm.
case. She's got to get all the facts before she make an assumption and be wrong.
This is
You
true.
know. So now that everything is at the math is math, and she's addressing it. And the fact that he was able to stand in it, I respected it a little bit because I still feel like he was holding back.
I feel like that was a slither of Tommy, like coming out. Because I again love that's my dude. Like I love that character. But yeah, having him actually just say, like, I'm on the line, but Jack's applying the pressure to say, like, yo, like which one of them? Like, no, 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 give me a name,
Both.
and he goes and says both. But here's what I will say though. I it's a
He's
very it's between a rock and a hard place for Bill, right? Because let's say that Bill decides, like, I'm not about to do that. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm doing this, but I'm not. And somehow it comes to bite him in the ass. I feel like
he's
Vince
playing
is
both sides.
no, 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 he is. But what I'm saying is, if he were to do it in a way that it was solely about him taking information back to Jax, because remember, Jax
If
still
he
has
like a
no
double
idea
agent,
about the merger. Yeah,
right,
like Jax don't know about that, so that's
right,
still a one up. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That all I'm saying is he really, he really has no loyalty to either side. I feel like he's playing both sides in the fact of what he really want is to be partner, no matter who he has
Yeah,
to back to do that, whether it's
yeah,
Jax or these two.
this is
And
true.
right now, he think these two are the ones with the power, not realizing that Jax is got the same amount of power as these two as her individually.
Not not realizing he actually has the power right now, because if he were to go and tell Jax that the
Right,
partners are trying to do a merger, then it would be a shit
right,
show, right? And so,
right.
and he uses that, and we see that since we're already on him,
Yeah,
then we'll just talk about him all the way through. We see
right.
that when they're at the bar, and he's like, first of all, sir, it is 86. Okay, y'all ran out of scotch. 86. So you ran out of
Yo, he
lasagna.
says
86, not
69.
69, bro. Where's your
Nah,
mind? That's trash.
nah. He said y'all
Ridiculous.
can 69 each other. I'm 86 in it. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That was
Yes.
crazy. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
was. It
That
really
was
was.
wild.
But he put on his big boy pants again, a little bit of, that hardcore, like, nah, you're not coming at me like that because you think I'm a chump,
Yeah,
and having that conversation with them, and then basically saying,
but he only came like
nah.
that because Jax pressed him.
Well,
He had to
they
press
all,
him
he getting first of all, that man getting pressed from, yo,
all times. Yeah,
that pressing machine that they use to make t-shirts, that's my man's. Bill is in there. Okay, divorce,
yo,
okay, partners, okay, Jack's case.
right.
My man is a panini right now. Okay, he is
Nah,
under.
Panini is crazy.
Yes,
I ain't gonna front. He definitely had to push back because they was definitely pressing him down. Like I ain't gonna lie. He, I feel the thing that he did though was a sucker move. Like it was a big sucker move. Like trying to strong arm Jax through the partners like that.
but he did it on purpose. He did that on purpose
Yeah.
because they had to go show their hand. You see what I'm saying? He used them for them because they came in there try to be all buttery, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, great job so far, but we're gonna make Bill the face of the closing. It would be good for them to see another person of the firm. Da, da,
Right.
da. He made them show their hand because by the time she was done reading them for filth, and she read them for the filth I've ever seen read on a screen, because all the quotes listen, I apologize to y'all in advance. I definitely was going to go back and get some of those. But listen, read them for filth in every way possible of the swords.
Yo, it's
And
I build the most hours. I keep the lights on. I got the receipts to prove it. Like she was really going in.
she
And
was,
it's like
all I
it's
do
not
is win. I get this firm paid. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Meech, for that. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like she did that thing, and they had, and that's why she said at the end, like, tell Bill, well played, I might have tried it too, you know what I'm saying, because
yeah.
now they have
Game
to show
recognized
themselves.
game.
Yep,
Game
exactly.
recognized game. She's like, you really want that. I see you. I respect it.
Yeah,
But now you gotta
yeah.
see me. I can't wait to
Listen.
see what happens next though. I'm glad that this wasn't just I'm glad she confronted the Sally situation. I'm glad she confronted
Mm-hmm.
the
The
divorce, like
divorce.
everything, how messy everything is in his life right now. So
Yeah.
like I'm glad like all of this came out in this episode. I feel like all the cards are on the table as far as on the back
Listen.
end at work for Jackson. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely on the table because your boy Ozzie is out here flipping everything face up. What if I killed Wendy? Did you think
Oh
he was gonna tell Jax and Bill like this?
yes, only
Oh,
because the way he woke up. He woke up
okay.
very abruptly, like, and with Jax, he's very vulnerable. He's
Yeah.
very open with Jax. I didn't think he was gonna say it in front of Bill. Now that was a shock for me. But
Mhm.
being that Jax was there, I feel like I'm talking to Jax because he didn't even look at Bill when he was telling this for real. Like I'm just saying,
Looking at.
he he
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he has that like vulnerability with Jax. Him and Jax trauma bonded, and now they besties, and he feels that. So I feel like when he confessed that in a way or felt that guilt, that's when I like how they immediately told him to shut up. Like, yo, yeah, relax. You're doing a lot. He's like, but I
yeah,
have these images and this and that. And it's like, yo, it's okay. We get that you feel this guilt, but it's up to the prosecution to say this, not you.
yeah, yeah. And I like that. I like, again, kudos to this actor playing Ozzy. My man's is doing a hell of a job. I
Nice.
love the way that Jax strong arms him, but also says to Bill, like, this is somebody who's been sitting in the courtroom for weeks on end while they describe over and over horrifically, the things that has happened to this woman that he loves. And so we see them telling Ozzy basically like they're gonna put him on the stand. And I can't remember when the flashbacks start to happen in this episode,
Mhm.
but we know that we see Ozzy talking to Dr. Owens.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, for a second I was like a little worried because I'm like, is he gonna spaz out? But she's asking him, first of all,
That's another thing. He's very vulnerable with Dr. Owens too.
listen, if you ever had a therapist, this is what a good therapist looks like. Like, her face is non-judgmental. She's asking questions and she's going with medical advice. She's not giving her opinions or her feelings.
Mhm.
It's straight up medical facts and the things that she can think of based on the books that I'm sure she's read. And
Right.
so I love the way that she talks to him, because she talks to him with care. She
Right.
talks to him with compassion, with consideration for all of what
Right.
he's
She
going through,
sees him.
all of the way. Yeah, yes,
That's what,
all of what he's gone through and what he's currently going through. And so, you know, we know that on the stand she describes him as being arrested development syndrome, essentially, right?
right.
And talks about how just a child caught up in a man's body, and that
Right.
he doesn't have the violent tendencies that she, that could possibly lead to murder. And I think this
Right.
is probably where the first flashback happens. We talk about the dog, right?
Right.
So what did you think?
Did I think he did it to the dog?
Did you think you did that he did it to the
No,
dog?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I'm not gonna lie to you. The way they even shot the scene, like he was like spaced out, even nah,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't give like sociopath type of killer, serial killer type of vibe. It gave like my man's was trying to focus. It just that's really what it gave. It gave like he was trying to focus. He was like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on here." Like he looked lost. He didn't look like malicious to me. It
He
didn't give
did
malicious.
look he did look lost. And I think that his instant reaction of just like, oh, I don't know what I would have done if something happened to old dog, right? Like
Right,
was it gave that child like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like we have pets, we've had pets before,
right,
that I'm instantly like, wait a minute, like I again, it's a very interesting way that they shot that scene, right? Saying
right.
that it's possible that he did the doctor essentially, first of all, said no vet ever, okay, to a patient about a dog, now turning into talking about a patient about a human being and asking if you have had your children tested for mental issues is wild and
I
very
feel like
inappropriate.
I feel like it's not inappropriate. However, it was very insensitive in how he asked.
Yes, I will.
I feel like the way in which he brought it up should have been a little bit more sensitive. Like, hey, the amount of whatever the chocolate that your
Mhm.
dog ingested was very concerning. I will speak to your children. Would advise you to speak to your children to see what happened, just to make sure there are no bigger issues or underlying things that may need to be addressed later on. It's so
Yeah.
easy. And
I mean, hey, it wasn't
he
easy for
didn't
him
care.
because he
He
botched
didn't
it
care.
very
He
badly.
didn't care.
I Here's the thing though.
It's
I
because he
get
is. I think it's because it's all right.
Listen, I get what he was trying to do, but I think, like you said, he was not being very sensitive, and there was definitely a different way to handle that. But
Right.
nonetheless, we see the flashback happen, and instantly, I'm like, they're not. They're making him, what's the word? They're making him just look human in our eyes because we get to see young Ozzie, right? We get to see
Right.
young Ozzie, and we're going kind of back and forth between the flashbacks and him being with Dr. Owens, and then he basically says like, what's worse? What I don't know what's worse, whether it's having the person that you love and care about thinking that you're a monster, or not remembering whether or not you killed the person that you loved. And so
That was
I
heavy.
it was heavy. And you know what I realized is throughout this entire season, and I think I mentioned this to Meech while we were watching, I'm like, bro, he didn't do this. He didn't do it. However, he has been wearing a mask so long that he doesn't even know who he
Who he
is.
is.
Like he is completely separated from the real him versus the him that just shows up.
You
And
know
he said
what's
that to Jax, right?
That's crazy. You know what that actually plays on too is the flashback of him talking to his mom just in the room after seeing the doctor, whatever. He's like, wow, how long do I have to be on the show? She
Hmm.
said, you know how lucky you are that other kids want to do this? He's like, and I just want to be like them. And that
Right.
just spoke so much volume to how they were neglecting his wants and needs as a child, just for the
Listen,
and it was like, yo, how else do you expect him to show up if you never listened to him, if you never made him feel seen? So when he
giving this
talks to,
man,
come
yeah,
on, give him
giving this
Adderall.
man 3 Adderall. Okay, I don't even know what the percentage of that is, but I'm trying to tell you, Adderall is not a game, right? I've seen
Three of them.
people. 3 is wild, okay?
Crazy.
He's not even eat. He's like, "Can I just
Crazy.
have some eggs and toast?" She's like, "No, because
Yo,
you're on call, this morning, you can't be like, wait or whatever wise." Like,
and
just the
that's
whole
crazy.
disregard for him is
Right.
madly insane. And I'm definitely just I'm blown away by it, but at the same time, I'm not. And I'm
Listen,
super glad that they gave us a chance to see that in the back.
yo, I'm not gonna hold you. The parents in the show are trash,
Facts.
and
All of them know.
except Chanel. Chanel, the only parent in this show that's not trash.
All right, okay. How much you have it?
She the only one.
I'm gonna
Only
let
one
you
that
have it. So, all right. So then we kind of flash another flashback where he's Monica him in a trailer. I'm assuming she gave him a new script, or she's
right.
casting him for something, and he's like, "Thank you for seeing what I can do," and then proceeds to, like, she wants to touch on him and whatnot, and he's
Oh
like,
man,
"Yo, I told you I didn't want to do that no more." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were gay." So gaslighting him, manipulating him to make him
that's
feel uncomfortable.
crazy. The gaslight of Monica rubbing his back, and he's like, I don't want to do that anymore. That was crazy. I feel like why when women are rejected, it instantly to hit below the belt. Like, why do I have to be gay? And I'm a child.
I'm
So
about to say,
now,
you're a
not
child,
only,
so this is
not
an
only,
OD.
not only are you trying to manipulate me and they're grooming me now. Now I'm thinking, oh, I have to let women take advantage of me in order for
Mhm.
me not to be considered gay.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
And he's 13.
But I'm not gonna lie, Ozzie threw me for a loop, right? So with the dog situation, I'm like, okay, he's innocent. Now the PA comes in, clearly knocked,
You gotta
and
wait for an answer.
you do have to wait for an
He walked in with my
answer.
meat out.
Well, I mean, that's what the countertop is for. So thank God for that. But
Yo,
you
we
know
should
what
have
I
waited for a
mean?
response, man.
He
I don't
should
feel
have waited
bad.
for a
I
response.
don't feel bad for the PA. I don't. Let me know if I'm wrong for not feeling bad for the PA. 'Cause I don't.
Absolute, you do. You should not. You know how heavy that award is, bro. If he would have hit that kid's head,
You know how heavy that load was he had to
I'm
let
not
out.
doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not. You know what?
Listen,
I
man, he had to
cannot.
release some stress, and you came in stressing me out.
I'm just mad at him for being wildly crazy just in a split second. Thank goodness his mom catches him and just asking him what is he doing? And again,
Yeah,
back to,
thankfully, the PA didn't get hit with the thing. But I'm
yeah,
saying, being that he didn't, I don't feel bad. He got scared. He don't know next time to
yeah,
wait for that answer. I bet you he ain't
yeah.
never knocked and walk in. He said, "Knock and the door shall be open unto you." It's not knocked and open.
Shut up. Go away. Not, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing
Yo,
this.
I'm
You
just
are
saying, man. Like,
wild.
let me know, because
You are so wild. I
he
cannot.
he just had to reject this woman, and he was like, you know what? She got me aroused. I got to get my stuff right to get my head right, because this is stressful already. That you want to come in here barging in, headphones on.
Listen. Well, that little outburst, we see it again in the present, right? We see it with him on the stand. He is getting questioned. At first, he's getting questioned by Jax, and she's basically leading him through these questions. She does an amazing job, by the way, right? She's like, "How old are you? How long have you been acting? Do you live alone?" He's asking
Right.
he's answering the questions, and then she gets to, "Do you own a gun?" He's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, where'd you buy it? The gun store." I mean,
Sure.
I would have said the same thing. Like, I don't know where
Right.
I bought the gun, but the gun store. And
Yes.
then proceeds to
Right.
ask him, "You have rope in the cabin. Where'd you buy the rope?" I mean, if you said you bought the gun at the gun store, then you bought the rope at the rope store. Okay, I'm confused as to why you don't think that's a real ass answer.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. The rope store took me out. I was like, "Yep," and there you go. That's his defense.
Yes.
That's his
But
defense.
do you agree now with the reasoning behind them choosing to do it this way? Because it
Yeah.
actually proves
Yo, I'm
he
not gonna
doesn't know
lie.
a lot.
I'm not gonna lie. It does. Especially, how can I drive somewhere or give someone directions somewhere if I don't even know how to get there myself?
Yeah, and
I don't even know
that
the
one we
address.
saw really stumped the
And I'm not
prosecution.
going. The prosecution. I loved seeing the prosecution's face. And you know what I like slash don't like about this is because the prosecution changed. I didn't want her to have to kill my man's right here. She already killed him enough times in the
She
show.
did. She
So
did.
I didn't want him to take another L to Jax. I wanted
Well,
that other guy to take that L. You go because he was going so hard in the beginning, but now he's
he
not even
was
there to
such a
take the L.
chump, bro. He was such a wuss that he literally tapped out before anything really even happened, which is
Happened.
crazy. You saw the opening statement had you down so bad that you decided to quit. That's like going to your job on the first day and seeing the workload, a stack of papers, and you're like, you know what? On second thought, I
You
don't think
know
I'm cut
what?
out for this. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
just save y'all some
yeah.
time because I know I ain't gonna do it right. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the door. I'll be out.
Thank you
You
for
know,
considering me. Thank you. But
please. Yeah, no.
yeah,
Madly wow. I think the way that the way that Jax walked him through, obviously, you know, the thing that stumped us the most was him saying that he felt guilty, right? And then he said that he felt guilty because he had let Wendy down, and prosecution came up and said, "Hold on, my mans. Don't you do improv? When they give you a word, you got to be on it. You got to learn how to, right?"
yeah,
And
but you
he
can't
says, "You're
improv
twisting
me
my
not knowing.
words." No, you can't. But the guilty word did stump. It stumped Jax as much as it would have stumped
Yeah.
anybody who was in the
I'm not
room.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, he did. However, he misspoke. And what I think brought it back for me was him stumping the prosecution again after that. Because I feel like it's been a few times the prosecution has been rebutted with a question, and he looked at the judge like, Your Honor, like, how dare he ask me a question back? Like, tell him to answer
Hmm.
my question. You don't ask me questions. Like, you know what I mean? So it in that regard, I think his eyes really opened. Even though he tried to punch back, I think he saw like
I mean, well, Ozzie did a really good job of expressing himself, even though he didn't necessarily ask a bunch of questions. He expressed himself in a way that triggered prosecution to then be like, oh, I think the person that gave him the most pushback, definitely the mom. Like, you know what I mean? Having him like, wouldn't you
oh
protect
yeah,
your son at all? You know what I mean? Uh,
yeah,
seeing Ozzy on stand really go through it, say, I'm messed up. I've never been to a grocery store. I'm not able to get my
right.
own groceries. Like, you know, I've never been on a playground, an amusement park. And you start to feel sad for him. Also because the story
Yeah.
feels familiar in real life. We've seen people who have gone through some things who don't turn out to be that you're not normal. You're not when you're talking about a kid star from get-go, from
Come on.
three until you're not normal. You don't know what that's like, especially if it takes off a lot quicker than you expected
You
it
know
to.
it's so funny? That's like people making fun of Bow Wow and the Bow Wow challenge. Of course, he's always been famous, so of course he's gonna consider people thinking, "Oh my God, yeah." But no, sometimes you have to have that realization, and when you're stuck in that mindset, like it takes a while to get out of it. And I
Yeah.
think Ozzy is now finally awakening to like what the real world is, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it had to be on trial
Yeah.
in front of the
Yeah.
world.
Because
But
he says they don't want to see, they just want to see him fall. They do absolutely want to see his downfall, right?
right,
Because there's not going to be a day that goes by that we don't know what the verdict is yet, but we know that it's going to haunt him no matter what it is, right? And it will follow him for the rest of his career. And so as we pretty much are seeing him come out of this, what we do notice beforehand is that his mom and Kristen are not present, right? And
right.
for a minute, I thought that the mom and Kristen were together. And as we see, Kristen has left Daniel a note, and you know, she's not answering her phone. She throws the SIM card away. And then we see the mom on the flip side cleaning the bedroom and finding a box where Ozzy has the collar still
Yeah,
of
it's like a
Old Dog.
memorial time
Yeah,
capsule. That was
and the
beautiful.
letter. It was, and it was great to see because it really does show that Ozzy is innocent, especially of the dog, right? So I just
Right.
feel like for me, that was the icing on the cake. The light bulb
Right.
went off, and I'm thinking, well, if it wasn't Ozzie, there's only one other kid in the house, and that's Kristen. And so we see
Yeah.
Kristen, we see Kristen at the cabin watching the trial and with the
With a
gun in her
gun.
hand, which is the same gun that was used to kill Wendy. And she,
Wait, it
not
can't
all.
be because don't the cops have that gun?
Oh yeah, they probably do. They probably
Right.
do.
So they had
But
another gun.
nonetheless, it's the girl who knows how to use
Right.
guns very well, right?
Clearly.
And yeah, I'm not shocked, but I am shocked in the same sense, if that makes sense to you, because
I'm not gonna
what's the
lie.
end game here?
I'm not gonna lie. I am so tired of reasonable doubt having people unalive themselves instead of facing the consequences of their actions. Okay.
Mm,
And
that was
this
only one time, right?
and then right, and this is going to be a second time if Daniel didn't get there in time. Hopefully it doesn't continue. Like hopefully he stops it. Hopefully, you know. But we still
Hopefully he put record on his phone so he can get Kristen admitting that she actually killed
he's smart
Wendy.
like that. He's smart like that. But he
When it
love
comes
her.
to Kristen, I don't know. Yeah.
But he
And
love her. Do
I
you think
thought
that
he
I
was
love you
cute.
was real, or you think that I love you was to disarm her?
The I love you was to disarm her, in my opinion.
I feel like it's a bit of both.
I will agree with you on that.
I feel like he only said it in that way because she had a gun in her hand. If she didn't have a gun in her hand, I feel like it probably would have been different.
I
Or
don't know.
or if he didn't see the gun.
Possibly. But again, putting two and two together, things are unraveling rather fast, right? We know that Ozzie hasn't shot a gun since 7 years. He doesn't know the code for the gun case. He doesn't know the address or the directions to get to the cabin. There are a lot of things that are not adding up. And for me, this is definitely absolutely reasonable doubt. And then we see Daniel asking whether or not, she killed Wendy, because she all but admits that she killed, the dog. And so because that dog, he loved the dog more than he loved me. He's my
Right.
parents' sunshine, and he blocks out everything else. And you can see that absolutely, that's what was happening, even just from the jump. She's his protector versus her just being one of the other kids in the
Who's in the
house
house, right?
who gets to play with their parents, or gets to
She's a
have
part of
parents.
yeah, but she's a part of the family business.
Yeah.
And to not be the breadwinner or the star, you feel like you're not getting the attention, but they're not really getting attention.
They're not.
And it was like honestly, he probably wished he could do more things like Kristen did.
Yeah.
Or to have the free time Kristen had. Well, she didn't utilize that because, like his mom said, she wanted to be in his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. And that right there, I think would set everything in motion. And to hurt someone who you can't necessarily get rid of is to hurt the closest thing to him. And that was the dog.
Yeah.
But the confession of the dog, I didn't think we needed the confession of the dog. We know you killed the dog. Who killed Wendy? I think she killed Wendy too.
I do think she killed Wendy, and I think that the confession of the dog is Daniel's opening to like getting more information on whether or not she killed Wendy. I'm not gonna lie, this episode was so packed. It had so many good pieces in it. There's so many questions that need to be answered. So I will ask the audience, is Lewis stupid as hell? Okay, that's probably a yes.
Lewis is the dumbest character, man. Like yeah, I know y'all be telling me to give him grace, but nah, Lewis.
Nah. After this, I feel like they're gonna be like, we see why you were where you were. So yeah. So Lewis met Chelsea. So his two things happening with Lewis. One, Sam then came in here and asked for another chance he didn't deserve. He is plotting something against Lewis. I know it for sure. So what happens next? 2, Chelsea has popped up at the job and has requested to meet with Jax and to talk with Jax. Will Lewis set up a meeting and or just take it back to Jax and let her do with what she will?
I ain't gonna hold you. He should. He should just take it back to Jax, let her digest that, because she already said she don't want to address none of this crap until after the case anyway.
Yes.
So he probably should just take that, sit on it, boom, and be like, "Yo, just so you know, this happened. Handle it when you can handle it. Boom. You're not holding no information in. She's gonna respect you for being honest. And later on, when it comes out that you knew after withholding it, it's not gonna backfire like it did when Eddie said, "I was gonna tell you with Lewis." You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. And we didn't see Eddie at all this episode, so nothing to report. Mama Lou, nothing to report. Will Jax get a not guilty verdict? I somehow think
she will.
She won't.
You think she won't? You think Ozzie's going down?
I think Ozzie is going down.
No, they provided reasonable doubt.
They did. I'm not saying they didn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they did. If Ozzie goes down, then you got to turn Kristen in. He has to. He got to. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Take that gun, karate, judo, chop her, whatever you got to do, bro. Whatever you got to do, bro, because that is not fair. I'm not gonna hold you. I think she did it. I think the mom knows about it. Yeah. I feel like.
Ooh, you think mom knows that Kristen killed
Come
Wendy?
on. Why else would Kristen kill Wendy after mom gets fired? Kristen didn't get fired.
But also Kristen understood why he wanted to fire the parents.
Right. Understood why.
Okay, I see what
you're doing. Come on.
I see what you're doing.
Come on. She lied about the dad being in the house. Remember that?
And this is true. Okay, so what about Bill? Does Bill, because also not forgetting that the ex-wife is asking for more
money.
Dinero.
Oh my gosh. That's why I feel like he's definitely playing both sides. He's trying to get whoever's getting him at the top so he can get this money. Because this divorce is about to be crazy. And
it's about to be nuts.
And Jax got his card. The difference between Jax and Vince and what's the other guy name?
I think Steven.
Yeah, Steven and Vince is they have no true leverage besides the fact that he wants to grow. Jax knows personal details on top of the fact that she stands in between him and his growth.
Yeah. Again, like I said, Bill is between a rock and a hard place because they are both manipulating. Steve and Vince for sure manipulating.
Okay, gotcha. Steve.
Bill. Gotcha. Jax, just pimping him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I would put it.
I feel like game recognized game, and Jax said, "I know how to handle you now."
Yeah, but also like really do teach that man to be better so that he doesn't have to feel like he needs to depend on Steve and Vince. And I don't know. So I'm rooting for Bill, even though like because I feel like for people, here's why, because I feel like for people put in this situation, right? Had he not really been in this situation, he probably just would have wanted to learn from Jax without all of the extra stuff, like without the manipulation in terms. So that's the only reason why I'm hoping that she sees and understands, like, yo, I don't know.
Play it by ear with Bill.
Yeah,
man. We gotta see what his final card, because we don't know what his cards are.
And I'm in the sense of I'm rooting for him to like be real with Jax, because we saw the looks exchange in the courtroom because he had asked obviously to close and she did the closing, right? So I wonder what the look exchange was. Like, is she gonna be like, yo, I think it's what you said, game recognized game. So there's an opportunity there for something to happen. What that is, I don't know. So
let us know what y'all think, man.
Yeah, will Daniel turn in Kristen? Will Chelsea meet Jax? And last but not least, Who is it on the floor?
Who is it on the floor? Yo, that's the
Who
one.
is it on the floor?
Because we
There's so
definitely
many different people. Again, Naima, Mama Lou, Eddie,
Spencer,
Spencer
Lewis.
if he's home,
Hey,
Lewis, Chelsea,
Chelsea. Oh my God.
Ozzie.
Oh, the list goes on. That's crazy.
Goes on.
Said cast.
Listen, right? Just the cast. Yeah, it's the cast. But listen, y'all have been rocking with us. We promise to give y'all a very memorable finale review. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. And you know where to find us. We're gonna be here. We got some big shows coming up next to review. Super excited to be with you all. And so until next time, you know what it is. Peace.
Peace.
I